Howdy there, folks. How are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to another episode of our Satisfactory Let's Play adventure. Hopefully you will find this episode to be satisfactory. Last couple were short. I do actually want to keep these down to about 15 minutes for the sake of retention, because I find that if it's longer than that, some people just stop watching, because I guess my brand of entertainment kind of wears thin after a while, which is understandable. I wouldn't want to listen to myself talk as much as many of you people do. I mean, I've got people that have watched all 50-plus episodes of the Tech It Legends series that I've been doing, and they've done it in like the course of a couple of weeks, and it's madness. I can't imagine that. I had to edit those. I had to listen to myself talk. It's unbelievable. But how are we doing in the MAM? So we're still researching Caterium Ore. We're still figuring out what exactly we need it for, because I don't know. I've got a lot of it, but I don't know what purpose it serves. Again, I get comments. People tell me these things. I forget. Oh, I thought these were solar panels for a second. I was about to go off on this whole bit about how you have to put fuel in this thing. Why are there solar panels on the side? But no, those are just purposeless panels that are there for no reason. What is up with the whole back of this thing? Why is it just this weird frame? What purpose is that? Is that for structural integrity? I don't know what that whole back area there is for. Maybe the idea is that this chest back here, when you put things in it, it actually is being stored sort of in that open area. But no, it definitely looks like it's inside of that chest. No, you know what? That chest is the workbench. It unfolds. So I guess, yeah, we're supposed to just pretend like the storage is back here. Yeah, I'm not doing that. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to go over here and empty out my inventory. And then I'm going to cherry pick what we get back out of it. And I'm going to build a bridge over to where the Caterium... I've already forgotten what it's called. This stuff here, right here, this Caterium Ore. What is this? Sulfur? Why do I have so much sulfur? I was making explosives. That's why. Store all. Okay. That seems fitting. We'll leave those things in there. We'll take the rest of this with me. I don't think we'll need any of this stuff. I can pull it back out later if I do. And the thing we're going to do next is we're going to grab a whole lot of concrete, which we're still kind of behind on. And, you know, because we did a big old building project in the form of that road. That one there. That took up a lot of concrete. And we're not even done up there. I still need to automate the process of creating explosives. It's on my to-do list, but I think we need to accelerate concrete production, too, if we're going to be doing these huge projects where we have massive bridges and over-the-top roads. For right now, I got to determine how exactly we're going to lay this out, because that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to build a massive bridge and an over-the-top road from our base to where the ore is. I don't know if it's going to be sort of the same situation as what we did to get sulfur, because I don't think that's necessary, but we might just have it, like, you know, starting right here on this cliff. Is that where it's at? Is it right up there? Let me get a feel for this. Where is that slug located? If the slug is right... Oh, it's right down there in that little jetty. Is that what you would call that? So yeah, the Caterium Ore is right there. So all I have to do is build a ramp and then a straightaway to it, and we'll be good to go, assuming that it is in fact right there. Oh, speaking of slugs, look at this. Look at this little miscreant. Miscreant? Yeah, why not? I see these guys too. I've only got one ammo. I'm prepared. I'm willing to risk my life on this. Come at me. Charge me. Come at me, you devil. Oh, got him. Oh, that just kind of irritated him. Don't we have the ability to make rifles now? Why haven't I done that? Oh, jeez. I mean, I guess I could just do this, but this is not the best means of combat. Particularly when you're dealing with two of them, and they can kind of like run around you. Like, I lose track of one, and then he materializes. There you are. I see you. Come at me. Come on. I jumped too soon. Oh, he paused! He paused! He knew! He saw my mistake and he was ready for it. Where is your carapace? It's like inside of you. Leaves. There it is. Good. Now I'm really just here for the green slug. I would have left them alone if they'd left me alone. But you notice that they didn't. They were the aggressors there. I regret nothing about what I've done. I'm pretty sure it's that jetty right there. It's not that one. I'm going to keep calling it a jetty. I don't think that's what it is. But dadgummit, that's what we're going to call it. So if I wanted to have a road going straight off over to there, where would I start from? I guess if we came rolling up right here, probably, yeah, right here. And I guess where we would need to start with is a ramp. Is this a big ramp or a little ramp? Let's go ahead and open up our crafting menu here. And let's make sure we've got the right one. So we want the little foundation. We'll put that on 3. And the big ramp is on 4. And then I can alternate between the two. And believe it or not, I'm not going to make you watch this. I know what it's like to watch boring content. Trust me, I've made a lot of TechIt videos recently. I don't think they're that boring. I think that there's got to be some sort of entertainment value to them. Otherwise, people would not still be watching them, and they are, and that's great. And by the way, if you are one of those people, thank you for your continued support on the TechIt Legends series. It was something that I started off as, it was supposed to be the 25 episodes, 25 hours, and it was supposed to end there, but then of course I died to the Ender Dragon. And before those episodes even went out, I talked to Jen, I was like, do you want to record a couple episodes? Maybe we can get the Ender Dragon defeated. And that was the whole... That was it. That was the plan for the sort of, I call it DLC content. That was it. We were just going to go fight the Ender Dragon, and after he was defeated, be done with it. But it got such a positive feedback, and I was enjoying playing it so much, I decided, we can go a little bit further. We can do a couple of other things. And now we're just in this real weird, fun point in the series where we're just building lore around it for no reason. Like, we've just got this village, and there's all these mysteries, and maybe the mayor's up to questionable things. And let's go one more layer. Go one more bit higher. So we're a little bit above the island now. Yeah, I like this. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I think we're going to keep going with the TechIt Legends. And I had every intention of skipping to me being on this little island, but I've talked so much now about TechIt Legends, which this series isn't, that there's no turning back now. I gotta say, it's been interesting to see the view spike from the new TechIt Legends series too. And the TechIt Legends videos aren't getting that many views, that's the thing. They're not doing all that well. But since I started doing the TechIt Legends videos, and this is something that I've noticed with YouTube, YouTube is weird and it's hard to figure out, but since I started doing those, older videos have started to receive like this this uptick in views. So even though the TechIt Legends videos themselves aren't doing all that particularly well, other older content is doing like crazy numbers for some reason. It's like it's been pushed back to the forefront of the channel since I started doing TechIt Legends. So, it'd be a bit silly for me to stop now. And please don't think that I'm just doing it to keep channel views up. That's not the case. When I get tired of it, we will end it. I learned that lesson with the first TechIt Legends series. When you're tired of doing something, you can't just keep doing it because you're going to get burnt out on it. You're going to hate doing it. And it's gonna be obvious to your audience, and they're not really gonna like the episodes, and they're gonna complain a lot about them, and then you'll start complaining about the audience complaining about them, and it becomes this whole hoopla. I'm not here for that anymore. I did that with the original TechIt Legends. I don't want to do that again. So, when I feel like the series has run its course, we're gonna end it. But what I was going to say is the numbers now are back up in some ways higher than they were with the original TechIt Legends series. I think there were some peaks in the original TechIt Legends that were higher than the peaks we're seeing now, but the sustained day-to-day views are higher than the sustained day-to-day views during the original TechIt Legends, even though the episodes themselves are getting like fewer views per episode, because those TechIt Legends episodes did get quite a few views, on release. The new TechIt Legends series is not doing as well, but again, it's sort of lifting up the whole channel, which is weird and crazy, and it's kind of cool. I love it. I don't understand YouTube. I really don't. I make videos on it. I still don't really understand how it works. I don't think anyone who makes YouTube videos actually understands how YouTube works. But, oh, that's right. That's why we didn't do that, because that looks silly. Oh, well, we can do that then. That's fine. Should we just encase this whole area? Yeah, well, that's probably good enough right there. Need to put some walls there so I don't go flying off. But that gets us over to where the ore is. And, I actually had another point I was going to go on about concerning TechIt Legends and the spike in views. I can't remember what it was, but it's cool. It's really cool. And, as long as I'm still enjoying it, I've started doing 2 videos a day again, which I used to do back in the day when I was less busy. I wasn't a homeowner, so I didn't have, like, homeowner responsibilities, because I've got a lot of those now, mowing the yard. I had to repair some pipes the other day, which was an interesting experience. I'd never done plumbing before, but I was having a lot of trouble with my kitchen sink. It wasn't draining, and I don't have a landlord, so I had to dismantle the pipes, figure out how those came apart, and I went online and I bought an auger, and I auged out the sink, if that's the correct term, and I ended up pulling up the cap, not the cap, but the little swirly bit that goes around the cap of a milk carton. I don't buy milk. That's the weird part about this. I don't buy milk. So it wasn't mine, so I don't know how long it's been down there, but it just started creating a problem. Or I should say I haven't bought milk in a long time. So, maybe it was mine from a long time ago. I don't know. It doesn't seem likely. Should I include these? I guess. I want a bit of symmetry. It's unnecessary, but I want them to match up, so I guess I will. But I pulled that out, and then I put the pipes back together, and I used the PVC cement stuff, and, you know, on the parts that needed it, and then other parts for compression fitting. And I was pretty comfortable with the whole process because it was very similar to PC water cooling, you know, with the compression fittings and stuff, which I'd never done before either. I've never done a custom loop, but I've watched enough videos about custom water cooling loops that going into it, I was like, okay, I know what a compression fitting is when I see it. And, you know, I know how these pipes fit together. I understand what the S-bend is for. I get all of this. So that was cool, but it did take up, you know, a couple hours of my time. Well, more than that. The actual auging process, dismantling the pipes and auging, didn't take all that long. I'm going to keep calling it auging. The longest process for me was sort of before doing that, where I had to try to diagnose what the problem was. So I had to take the pipes apart twice. Once to see if there was just something stuck in the bend. And then when that wasn't it, I had to put them back together. And then I had to go buy the auger. And so, where was I going with all this? It was a process. It was a big, long process. But at the end of it, it was immensely satisfying to sort of get the job done. And to just sort of look at it and be like, wow, look at me, responsible homeowner extraordinaire. I had a problem, and I fixed it. And I was really, really proud and really pleased. So that was neat. But again, that's the sort of thing that takes up time. So, you know, a few years ago, 2 videos a day, I say a few years ago, it was more than that, quite a few years ago, I did 2 videos a day, no problem, and it wasn't a big deal. Nowadays, I was actually not all that long ago looking back at my schedule from ye olden times and thinking, geez, there is no way at all I could maintain that. There's no way. But the cool thing about the way we're doing Tech at Legends is it is uncut. It is just 25 minutes of me talking and doing whatever I'm doing. So the editing is basically non-existent. Stick on the intro, stick on the ending, kind of watch it through, and, you know, make sure there's no weird audio problems or video bugs. And it means I can get more recorded too, because I'll record, you know, a Satisfactory. I'll spend an hour or two, and from that hour or two of footage, I get an episode or two, you know? Like the last episode. The last couple episodes were maybe 15 minutes each, so 30 minutes total, and it was over an hour of recording. Whereas with Tech at Legends, you know, in an hour I can record 2 episodes, and 2 hours I can record 4 episodes because they're 25 minutes each. So that means that, you know, those are relatively quick and easy to get out there. So I can kind of maintain this 2 video a day schedule. And analysis complete. The analysis of Caterium Ore. Caterium? I don't know. Comment down below. Let me know. Tell me what to do with it, computer.
New technologies have been developed based on this new element,
okay,
primarily in power and electronics, and can now be accessed in Hub Tier 3.
That sounds amazing, Ada. Thank you. Hub Tier 3. Let's check out what we've got. So that's a ways back. Caterium technology. We can make the ingots. We can make... Oh, increase our inventory slots. That's a big one. That is a big one. Oh, look at this. We already have enough. First off, let's select this milestone, and then we just have so many wires we're carrying around with us. We might as well go ahead and complete that one. Good job, us. But then let's go back and figure out what we're going to... Quick wire, high conductivity and resistance to corrosion. Makes it ideal for small advanced electronics. Okay, scanner upgrade to find the ore. Can handle up to 7 power line connections. Yes! Someone told me that there was an upgraded power pole. That's good. I'm glad to see it. Blade runners. An exoskeleton for your lower legs that assists your movement, allowing you to sprint faster and jump higher. Also dampens the impact of landing. Well, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to do that. Let me go check and see if I have what I need, or any of the components that I need, because those are pretty basic. Those are pretty basic components up there. So yeah, we do have, fortunately, all of the cable that we're going to need. And then we're also going to need some, I think this is regular iron plate, and that is advanced plate. So we're going to have to go find some of that. But that shouldn't be too difficult. So yeah, I'm trying to maintain that double video a day schedule, and sort of the increase of views to the channel has been really nice. Revenue is up a little bit, and part of me is like, okay, this is starting to look positive. This is starting to look really positive, starting to remind me a little bit of, you know, back in the... Oh. Ingot... What? Is this new? Was there an update? So you got biomass, minerals, power shards. It's all broken down now into different consumables. Oh, this is cool. This must have been part of an update that I didn't notice we got. So it's now broken down into different tiers, different sections. So you got ingots. I like that. That's great. That's really great. I'm glad to see that. So what we need, though, is we need to find ourselves the rotors. We can only make 11 of them, and we need 25. So we're going to need... nails. We are... No, you know what? We're going to need nails. I'm not even correcting myself. We're going to go with it. Grab ourselves some nails. We're going to make these bad boys. How many of them do we need? 25? Should be pretty simple. But yeah, I mean, I remember when Tekkit Legends started taking off the first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's accelerating at such a rate. The channel's growing so fast. Am I going to be able to make a living off this? Am I going to be able to switch this to a full-time career? I was young and naive, much like Queen Amidala. Obviously, that didn't work out. And how long were these reinforced plates in my inventory? Were they in there this whole time? That's embarrassing. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not that naive anymore. But I do think it'd be cool if, the revenue kept climbing and it got to a point where, I've talked about this for years now.
Acquisition
hold on.
Additional to new equipment, building and parts utilizing basic Caterium properties. R&D insisted on inflating your pocket dimension.
Look at my pocket dimension now. Look at that. Sweet. Goodbye, rocket. It just flew through the space elevator. Not sure how that works. But I'm not naive and overly optimistic anymore. I want to say that I'm a realist, but I don't believe in realists. I think that there are optimists and there are pessimists, and a realist is just a pessimist that is tired of being judged for their pessimism, and they want to try to trick you into thinking there's something other than their true selves, which is a pessimist. I like to think that I am a cautious optimist, Something we've talked about a long time is going like part-time, and instead of working 5 days a week at my job, working 4 days a week at my job, and then spending that extra day, whether it be a Monday, Wednesday, or a Friday, streaming and making more content, making better content, as opposed to making a normal video and a Tekkit Legends video, which again, the Tekkit Legends ones are, people enjoy them, but they are different. They are sort of less, what is the term? Less crafted, I almost want to say. I mean, it's Minecraft, but they're less polished. I could make 2 polished videos in a day, maybe, if I had that extra time. What else can we research? Quick wire? If we make some quick wire, okay, it only wants how much? 10? 10 quick wire? I think it's usually, 100 of it. Oh, jeez, okay. Well, we've got a ton of Caterium, and once we get the mining operation set up over there, we're going to have a lot more. I think we might as well go ahead and just start, it's still in my inventory, with a tier 2 miner. No more of this tier 1 nonsense. I think we use a tier 1 on the smelter, or on the sulfur, which is, fine. We're not using sulfur en masse, so no big deal there. Should be under ingots now. There we go. We can only make, it takes 3. Okay, well, we're going to be able to make a few of these. I wonder what goes into the wire. How many of those we're going to be able to make. If it's multiples per ingot, then we should be good. And we should be good with what we've got here. But yeah, anyway, I'm going back to what we were talking about there with the Tekkit Legends and the channel growth. It's not at all-time high. The peak of the original Tekkit Legends, like those peak individual days, usually on a weekend, haven't been matched, but the baseline has been exceeded, and the baseline has been holding for the last several days. Here's the issue. The baseline is holding. As that Tekkit Legends series ages, and there's not as many people going through like that initial 25 rush, what's going to happen? Is it going to start to decrease? Is it just going to hold steady? Oh, good, we can make 164 of them. Holding steady wouldn't be an issue. It's just, ideally, I'd be able to figure out a way to accelerate growth somehow. And I don't know how to do that. More Minecraft? Minecraft's big right now. Here's the problem. Minecraft is big now, but Minecraft has always been big. It's on a peak, but this surge, is a bit of a fad. And it's not going to last forever. And I worry that if I go all in on Minecraft, it's going to come back to bite me. Because eventually that peak, that fad, is going to fade. And when the fad fades, I'm just going to have a bunch of Minecraft content that my core audience will still want to watch. The Minecraft content still does really well around here. But I don't know, I'm worried that that's going to be sort of negative to growth if nothing else. It's going to stunt growth if we just have a bunch of Minecraft. Okay, so we want to make a miner MK2, but is there an MK3? I haven't gone through... Oh, we have everything we need for this. We might as well complete this. Why haven't we completed this? We're waiting on the pod to come back. When the pod returns, we'll go ahead and just knock this one out. Parachute? We can knock that one out too. Shrek. Which one do we want to knock out? Parachute seems more useful. I'm going to go through here, though. Alternative steel screws, that's not helpful. Oil processing, oil refinery, oil pump. I'm trying to see if maybe we could potentially unlock sort of the next tier. Oh, fuel generator. I guess that's when we get gas. Jetpack. Jetpack would be really useful. Gas mask. Okay. Not seeing anything in here about a mining tier, a miner MK3. I think we'll go ahead and do yellow. Well, no, yeah, let's just do yellow shards. We got enough for both. It's just I don't know if these are going to be sent off into space. Someone told me some way to like trick this into doing more than one run at a time or making the runs instantaneous. And in typical me fashion, I forgot how to do it. But these things over here, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out, and we'll come back to it when we're done. All right, so I've made enough for a minor MK2 and an industrial storage container, because I don't think I'm going to build any sort of system for transporting this stuff back over here yet, because I'd like to build a train system. What goes into that again? I mean, we're not there yet, I understand. We're going to need to be able to make a bunch of computers, heavy modular frames, motor. I could probably do this. I could probably knock this out real fast if I just sort of did it manually. I'd like to have some of it automated, though. Rocket's coming back. But what I figure we'll do is we'll get it set up over there. Oh, right, we're going to need materials for powering it as well. So I need to get, more concrete, probably, and then a whole bunch of cabling. And that will run the power out there. We'll get this thing running. We'll get it pumping into a storage container. And then that way we can at least have some stockpiling while we're working on other things. Did we decide on parachute? I think we decided on whatever this one is, so... Steel beams, like bunch of them, regular old iron plates, again a bunch of them, and then 500. Just we got so many used. We got so much wire. Wire is not a thing we're hurting for. And how about that? There we go. Big old milestone completed. Player upgraded. New parts. I don't even remember what we just did. I just did it. Overclock buildings. This upgrade unlocks new functionality. Let's see, overclock factory buildings. Power shard. I mean, haven't we already done this? Don't we already have access to power shards? Why did I do this? This one says yellow shard, so I guess if we find a yellow slug, we now know what to do with its corpse. But if we had a yellow slug, we've already sacrificed to the mammon here, which is studying quickwire right now. Eventually, we need to research purple power slugs, crystal oscillators. I kind of want to complete all the things over here. I realize there will be more as new technologies are discovered, but, be nice to complete whatever it is that, or however much we can. Where's the wire? I need to make more cable.